Why is everywhere hiring, but nowhere is actually hiring? I've worked at a few places that would advertise positions they have no intention of filling as a way to keep the spot open in case there's ever enough money in the budget. They spend less money when they have lower staff than they really need. But they have to keep up the appearance of trying to fill positions so they don't get in trouble. So they will have "now hiring" signs but never actually schedule any interviews or anything like that. I don't know where you're located, but this is frequently seen in Canada so that employers can take advantage of government programs that are meant to bolster migrant workers and recent immigrants. A job posting will ask for excessive qualifications for an entry-level, low-paying job, then leave the job posting up for a few months, so that they can complain that nobody wants to work anymore, as person after person rejects their offer for being far too low. Once the job posting has gone unfilled for a certain period of time, employers can take advantage of government-subsidized programs that pay a portion of the employee's wages. These are programs that are meant to help migrant workers and new immigrants to gain entry to the employment system, but they wind up being abused by employers who are looking to fill positions for the lowest possible amount of money. I applied to 7 jobs, desperately hiring, and only 3 actually got back to me. It should be said that these were all simple jobs like fast food and grocery stores, and I have 5 years of work experience under my belt. I think it's honestly laziness. My last job, the owners just gave the people the job with no interview. They were too lazy to find out that all of the workers they hired were terrible people and had awful personalities. I think a lot of it has to do with unrealistic hiring expectations. They want 5 years experience for an entry-level position. It really depends what industry you're into. Graphic design. You're hired immediately. Random skilled worker. Gotta apply a lot to get an interview. The economy is all over the place. Be a really bad look to hire people, and then immediately lay them off less in a year later. I imagine businesses are taking it slow. I've been unemployed since the middle of May. I've been aggressively applying for jobs and just yesterday finally got hired. Don't lose hope. It is very bizarre. When I was first laid off, I wasn't too concerned since everything has opened back up entirely and everyone is hiring. Obviously something odd is happening, as I've got a great resume and references. Have someone look over your resume. Or have a site like Indeed help build one for you. If need be, have someone help you apply too. Some places require bizarre and misleading surveys to weed out bad candidates, so if you have someone that can help you understand those, that can be a huge help too. Keep applying. Use multiple employment apps like Indeed and Glassdoor. I get emails every day telling me about jobs that fit my profile that I should apply for. You can do it. Unskilled cheap labor is in demand. Minimum wage type of jobs. Other jobs aren't. They might even be cutting back. A lot of tech companies, for example, have frozen their hiring and began layoffs due to economic pressures. For you personally, it might just be the way you're approaching this. If you're not getting interviews, you should be networking more. Don't just blast applications on job posting websites. Those applications often go into the void. Depends where and what kind. Often companies post list of missing positions that are in the meantime covered by other people, are covered by more people doing less skilled work to fill what would be otherwise optimized by someone in skilled position, i.e. drafting in AutoCAD can be often adjusted by macros. But if you have no one to do that, you might need more people to do things drawing by drawing on tens or hundreds of drawings. Otherwise, as others said, some companies just want to rip people off and have unrealistic expectations. I think it's multifaceted and there are plenty of people, employers and hires alike, who are making it difficult. Where I work, there is a fine balancing act of being overwhelmed, but if we hire too many people then everyone doesn't have enough to do. My boss has mentioned that a few red flags he avoids when hiring are stuff like 1. Job history is all over the place. If someone has only stayed at a job for a year or less, or multiple jobs, they are a major expense to train that will yield no long-term benefits. 2. Expecting to be paid way more than your peers. We had people who were wanting to be paid $10 more an hour than anyone else with the same amount of experience. 3. Work ethic sucks. Late every day, take unreasonably too much time off, etc., just to name a few. On the flip side, most employers are being very selective and demanding a lot for very little. Like others have mentioned, in the past year I have applied to 10 different positions I constantly see that are desperate to hire, and in all of those only one has responded. I emailed and called all the other jobs multiple times just to be shut out and given the run around. Every time. To me it is a ploy on some part of the government to say unemployment is on the rise for some weird reason. Makes no sense to my brain. I think this whole labor shortage has really brought to light how god-awful most HR departments are at their jobs. As someone who is about to start job hunting, this is very discouraging. Lol. Could be they applied to work with Work Office to find workers. I think they get some tax relief if they do that. A recent survey says that merely a single-digit percentage of tech workers feel secure in their job. If they see the writing on the walls at their current role, they're likely out there applying as well. Competition is stiff. It's a business decision. Job requires a team of 5 and a low manager. Store gets through the day with a team of 2 and a low manager. This looks fantastic to a franchise owner who has 25 stores because his employee expenses are half still worth with overtime pay. Franchise owner tells middle manager to put up hiring sign, but only schedule 1 interview a week. Hire cheapest applicant when someone quits. Very easy to do if no unions are involved. Used to be quick way to make yourself look good for a quarter. Then just got to be the way they do business. Solution? Get a job at a place like that eventually. Blow the whistle on health, safety violations and let management know it was you. Sue when they try to get back at you, fire you. As long as the damages are under $50,000 they won't even fight it that hard. Rinse, repeat. This is indeed a widespread problem. Employers make enormous demands, and not everyone is actually hired. Aside from the other answers, there's also just really high turnover right now. My department will hire someone, and they'll find another job they want more weeks later. Rinse and repeat. So we're always hiring, but we can generally fill it pretty quick as well. Probably depends where you live and what kind of jobs. Purely anecdotally, we live just outside of Sacramento, California, and my son and Dill recently moved in with us and both found jobs within 2 weeks of looking. Son was hired first at Chipotle and later as a security guard for a local mall. In both cases getting offers on the spot when he interviewed. Dill has less job history than Son but got a gig at PetSmart after applying for 2 different jobs there. Nearly every retail shop around here has now hiring signs out, so I don't think their experience is unique. On the other hand, I work in IT and our hiring is slowing down. At least in retail and fast food. They keep their places intentionally understaffed as a cost-cutting measure, but post listings and advertise because of high turnover. Places are intentionally short-staffed. That's the gig. That's why you see so many, at least in the retail, fast food, blue-collar work. White-collar workplaces do the same thing. But they have slower turnover often. So there's less need than in blue-collar fields. They also make postings for jobs that they would like to be able to staff given budget considerations. Basically, employees are a big cost, and getting new people in the doors when old ones leave and keeping as few on staff as possible is the most profitable route. So that's what they do.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.